The Phoenix Flies. Power of Perseverance. What makes my life special? My life was quite average compared to everyone else's. I peed in my mom's face when I was a baby, went to school and did my best, then on to college. However, up until I was 20, I couldn't exactly answer the age-old question I've been asked all of my life. What do you want to be when you grow up? In high school, I was having long contemplations about that question. I thought of many different possibilities, such as accountant, realtor, or architectural engineer. With the exception of lunch and PE, I had the most fun in engineering class. With that in mind, I decided I would major in architectural engineering in college. That was the plan, until a foggy day on November 28, 2012 drastically changed my life. That morning, I was T-boned by a white semi-truck on my way to college. The collision pushed me into oncoming traffic where I was also hit by a car. Needless to say, I was life-flighted to Vanderbilt where I was in a coma for 3 weeks. During this time, no one knew if I would survive. I had fractured my neck, broke 5 ribs, lacerated my spleen, had 12 brain hemorrhages, and went deaf temporarily from glass shards in the ear. I still have double vision and short-term memory loss, but Achilles would be amazed that I didn't injure my heel. While I was in a coma, I knew I was seriously injured. In the coma, I had a dream that I could choose what happens to me when I woke up. It was a black background with a colored rectangle inside. Inside the rectangle were about 7 words listed. It said things such as death, paralyzed, and hospital. I chose hospital and woke up in a hospital bed. Unfortunately, Vanderbilt wasn't as great as I thought. I was on the brink of death 3 times. First was from the wreck. Second, I contracted MRSA from nurse neglect when dealing with my tracheostomy. Third, the nurses unintentionally blocked my airway, but then left the room. I would have died if my mom wasn't there to find me flailing and struggling for air. Once I woke from my coma, I thought I was in a dream for 2 months and lost most of my memory. My experience was similar to the allegory of the cave. Metaphorically, I was a prisoner tied to a stone watching shadows since childhood. In essence, I believed what I heard and saw, and wouldn't believe when I was told differently. I thought of suicide to wake myself up and prove my point of view. Thankfully, I realized I was awake once my brain healed further. Throughout the entire torture I endured, I had physical therapy, which helped my body as well as my mind. It has motivated me to exercise nearly every day. I've always enjoyed exercise and wish there was a practical career in that. I thought of being a PE coach or a personal trainer, but they wouldn't give the financially stable lifestyle I desired. Even as I majored in architectural engineering, I always wondered if I was making the right decision for my future. It would be a good paycheck, but would I be happy? I felt I'd be continually stressed and aggravated. Still, I could come up with no better option. I wouldn't know what I want to do with my life until I found myself. Most people go on a search to find themselves. However, my search came to me. I had to lose my life to find my life. I figured out I want to teach and inspire others through physical therapy. Physical therapy helped me to be the best me I can possibly be. Keep in mind the famous quote, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger." At first, you never know how an event, whether initially good or bad, will turn out. The wreck happened to be the phoenix of my life. It first destroyed, and then recreated it better than before. That old me is dead and gone, but the new me will be alright. I leave you with these last words of wisdom. The moral of my life: when troubles abound, never back down. Many religious people have said God has a purpose for me because He spared my life. At first, I scoffed at the idea. I now believe that it's possible. I will have the experience, knowledge, and ability to help others heal. I also share my story with all who will listen, inspiring countless people. Rocky Balboa sums up my story perfectly.
Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It will beat your knees if you let it. Nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
The Life and Near Death of Maximilian Richard Machica. Thank you all for your time and hospitality. It was a pleasure to share my experiences with you. See you next flight.